that I don't know drives me nuts. And then you guys look at this. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a productive video because I need to get things done. If you're new here, my name is April. My husband, myself, and our 2 kids are gearing up to become a full-time travel family and potentially find our new home abroad. We're not really sure yet where the wind is gonna take us, what's gonna end up happening, but we have a lot to do because in just a couple weeks, I have to be in California. We're gonna spend the remainder of our time here in the States in California with family because we wanna be with my in-laws. We love them so much and we're gonna miss them like crazy. We've lived across the country from them for 7 years now and we wanna spend a couple months with them before we head on out of here. I've started booking our travels and that is what's keeping my type A personality sane. And our house is on the market. I'm not gonna share any updates on the house until everything is set in stone and for sure happening, because if you've been around for a while, we tried to sell our house in the fall and that did not go very well. We just didn't get any offers. It didn't move. I think it was like a really poor time for us to list our house and I don't think we were meant to move. We were planning on moving to South Carolina and we just obviously were not meant to be there. This time around, things are a lot different. We've had a lot more action. Things have been moving along, but I don't wanna share anything until it's set in stone because I share it and then things change and then I have to edit it and I have to relive it and my heart breaks again because that's what happened last time. So just know things are happening and I only have a couple weeks till we need to get on out of here and do a road trip to California. We've also done that road trip many times, so it's not new to us, but this time we're bringing everything we own with us and we're gonna set up a small storage space. So today I am going to be going through a bunch of stuff, getting rid of things and putting together little bins for each of us for our special things that we wanna save and hopefully put in some sort of storage. So that's what we're gonna do. Also, I am so excited for the places that I have already booked. We're gonna be going to Greece for a long period of time. We're going to Paris, we're going to France, we're going to Switzerland, and possibly Germany. And then from there, we're thinking we're gonna go over to Thailand, and then after Thailand, maybe South Korea, and then definitely at some point Japan. Japan is a must for us. We are all very excited for Japan. So just a little snippet into what I've been planning and booking and doing. But today, let's get rid of some of this stuff.
We've said our goodbyes, but we won't go home just yet. You got your head down, just like when we first met. Why did we f it up? So stupid and upsetting. How can I give you up?
There's so many memories in this box. There's like baby stuff and baby books and oh. These metal hearts were up in our wedding. We had them like on a wall. We had I think like 8 of them and we kept 2 of them. Because in my mind, I was like, if I have 2 daughters, I would love for them to share a room and put one over each of their twin beds. But we only have 1 daughter and like, I was like, oh, well, now we can just get rid of them. But we had promised my daughter that when we thought we were moving to South Carolina, these would go in her new room. And she remembered it. And so she's like, oh, I want that for my new room. She's not gonna get a new room for a while. So, I don't know. I think I'm gonna save one of them in storage if we have the space, but yeah. I know, it just breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. I know this is gonna be such a change for them, but I think seeing the world is gonna be such a beautiful thing. And obviously we're not gonna travel for like ever and ever. Maybe just like a few years. These are the little like braces that my daughter had to wear on her legs to help her with walking with PT. She's fine now, but like this was such a time in our lives. Like I kind of want to save these. My Letterman jacket, if you guys didn't know, I was on varsity cross country and track my freshman year all through high school. I graduated in class of 2005. I'm old. Okay, let's do a little story time about this guy, because I would like your guys' opinions on whether I should keep it or if I should get rid of it. This is my first ever video camera. I have always loved videography. I wanted so desperately to be a videographer, but my family told me, no, we're not gonna pay for you to go to videography school. When I was 12 years old, I got this camera for either Christmas or my birthday, I can't remember, but I know I was 12. And I was so unbelievably excited. I recorded everything. I would make my sister and family members do full-on plays where I would be the videographer. They're not my real cousins, they're like cousins through marriage, but we don't have any real cousins, so they were called my cousins. One of them was like into theater and all of that, so she would write the plays, direct the plays, do all that, and I would record them. And it was so fun, and I think that's why I love YouTube so much, because I've always loved videography. And look at this guy. It is like a dinosaur. I don't have a charger for it, which is the sad part. This is like so old school that there's like tapes. It's not digital at all. I don't really remember how to work it, actually. I don't remember how to work it, but isn't it cool? And like how old school has this and this. Like I loved this bad boy. They even had a light in the front. But I don't know, should I keep it? Should I get rid of it? Like, it's such a dinosaur. I don't think I could ever get it up and running. But also, like, what a full circle moment to have had this been my dream. And now all I do is record on YouTube. So, I don't know. These are the tapes that it would record on. Look at that. I don't even know how to play these tapes anymore. This one says Carlsbad, I must have been at the beach. This one doesn't say anything on it. I have no idea what's on it. I have no idea how to play the videos. We don't even have a VHS player anymore. These used to go into like a little adapter that would play VHS. So is this even worth keeping? Should I see if it's worth anything on eBay? Like, I don't know. Ah! I found it. This is the adapter. So I need a VHS player, which I don't have. I wonder if my mother-in-law has one. This is my husband's MBA. Feel like we should keep that. So this will be mine, my husband's, and like baby stuff. This was my bouquet from our wedding. My mother-in-law put it in this beautiful memory box, and I think this is so pretty and such a great way to preserve your bouquet. And then I have a little pendant on here with a picture of my grandma in it, because my grandma was my mom. She raised me, and she passed a while before my wedding, so having her walk down the aisle with me was so special. I hope you fit. This was our souvenir from our honeymoon in St. Lucia. This is a box of things that are going back to my mother-in-law, just in case my sister-in-law has kids. So I'm gonna toss those in there. There's still space in here. I wanna put some more stuff. I'm gonna donate these books. I'm gonna list this on Facebook Marketplace right now. It's not a super expensive bike, but we only used it like maybe 3 or 4 times. We used it with my son when he was little, but then my daughter was like deathly afraid of being on it, so we never used it with her. I'm gonna set up our Love Every playmat because I'm gonna try to sell this on Facebook Marketplace. I was gonna hang on to it and save it for like one day if I have grandkids or if my sister-in-law decides she wants to have kids or something like that, but honestly I just don't have the space for it, and it takes up quite a bit of room. And by the time I have grandkids, I'm sure there's gonna be something like way better out on the market. If I even have grandkids, who knows? Who knows? I can't be like saving everything just for the hopes of that. We don't have the space and I don't want to pay for a bigger storage unit. This one was like one of my favorite baby items.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah.
All right, last thing I'm gonna do today is transfer everything from this folder. This is all of our important documents, and I have loved this thing. It's been in our safe, which is fireproof. It just keeps everything organized. We've got our passports in here, our social security cards, our birth certificates, everything literally right here. But I am gonna put it all in this one, which is more compact, and this one is fireproof. That is why I wanted to transfer everything into here, to have something that's a little more durable, a little more compact, and just to keep everything organized, because we're gonna need to travel with a lot of our documents. We have been getting multiple copies of them, so we're gonna have a copy of our birth certificate, our marriage license, like everything on us. And then we are also gonna have a copy of it with my mother-in-law. And then we're also gonna scan everything and have a copy of all of that in the cloud storage. The kids are home if you hear them. And that way we have multiple copies of these documents, so that if we decide to apply for visas, we have them all with us and we can get the process going. I still need to get my daughter's birth certificate apostilled, and that is such a process in Tennessee. Like, have it shipped off and then get back to me. But we haven't set up an address yet in Tennessee. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a address in Tennessee so we can keep all of our stuff in Tennessee. It's just, we've been here for 7 years. We've put some roots in here. We have a lot of things here. So we're gonna just try to keep everything here for now while we're traveling the world, so that eventually we're not just switching states all over the place or countries all over the place, whatever. I don't know if that makes any sense. We wanna keep our taxes in Tennessee, so we wanna keep everything else in Tennessee, and that's what we're doing. But I don't have that set up yet, so I think I need to get that set up before I submit my daughter's birth certificate to be apostilled, because that way they can ship it just to that address and we don't have to worry about anything. And then you guys look at this, isn't this cool? It's like a file folder, but then over here it still has like space where you can put like a pen and all that office stuff, and it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna organize this, get all of our documents in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're joining me on this journey, it is a wild one. I have so many emotions, like 90% of my emotions are really excited, cannot wait, like this is the best decision I could ever make. And then I've got 10% of my emotions, which are like, is this crazy? We have 2 kids. Are we insane? Are we gonna be able to do it all? Are we able to juggle all this? What are we gonna do for money? Are my kids gonna hate me for having them live in hotels and Airbnbs for a couple years? Are my kids gonna love me for them being exposed to the entire world? I don't know. I don't know, and the I don't know drives me nuts. But I just have to keep thinking that nobody will ever regret seeing the world, and we can always come back if we want to. If we don't find our new home, we could always come back. If we find our new home, great, let's move. We are not strangers to moving. Matthew and I were looking at how many places we've lived and how many times we've moved as a couple, and it's kind of crazy. 7 years here in this house is the longest we've ever stayed somewhere. So this definitely feels like home, and that's why we want to keep everything here for now. I don't know, California still feels like home too, so we're torn. So anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.